Good, thank you. Yeah.
Good.
We've got a little issue. Sorry. What's happened, sir?
I don't know, ask them. No idea.
What are they? Have you paid for fuel, sir? Yeah. Have you put your fuel in?
I have, yeah. And I've paid, yeah.
Right. Has he just tried to pay with them?
Yeah.
Sorry, go on.
So
What are they?
it's a £20 coin.
Never seen them in my life.
So it's from the Royal Mint, so the same place that all legal tender comes from. It's got the same legal tender status that any other money has.
Never seen one of these in my life.
Can I take your collar number, sorry?
Yeah, 3130. Sorry.
And you're from Middlesbrough Station, are you?
No, I'm from Stockton. Stockton Police Station.
I was asked the post office, they said they are not accept this one.
Yeah, I don't think they would either, to be honest with you. Have you got any other means of payment at the minute?
I don't know. Can I ask why you didn't tell me before you started recording?
So when we go to any incident, our tour of duty and our police protocol is to video every incident we go to achieve the best evidence.
But you've got to notify the person at the first available opportunity.
No, we don't.
You do?
Have you got that from somewhere? Have you read that up somewhere? Or?
Yes, your policy. Yeah.
Well, at the minute, we're obviously videoing everything because we've been called to an incident. Immediate response where there's some ongoing issue with payment, whether it's a domestic...
999?
Well, that's what's coming as, yeah.
Wow.
Well, we just didn't know what was happening. There was an altercation in the shop, so we've arrived on that instance.
But you've still got to tell someone at the first available opportunity that you're recording, and you didn't.
Well, we don't have to tell you. We turn our body cameras on 30 seconds before any incident. So these pre-record technically when we're in the vehicle.
But you do have to tell them before you start recording.
It all kicks off inside a petrol station where the customer insists is paid with a £20 coin minted by the Royal Mint. The staff look baffled, claiming they've never seen such a thing before. Police arrive quickly, body cams rolling, and the customer instantly challenges them on policy. You're meant to warn before recording. The officer says a camera is buffer 30 seconds, so it's all covered. Straight away, it's clear this won't be a simple dispute about fuel. Instead, it's a clash of rules, rights, and recognition. What should have been a routine payment has spiraled into a battle of procedures and principle.
We don't. Are you going to give me your name?
I'm not, no.
Right, okay.
Because
Is there a reason for that?
Because it's a civil matter, and it's not something that the police can get involved in.
To a degree, you're right. It is a civil matter. But we can deal with it a different way. But obviously, ultimately, you haven't paid for your fuel.
I have.
But they're not accepting that money.
But that's up to them to accept it. If they decline...
They've obviously run the post office and they've declined that. Ultimately, it's a civil issue. But if you're not willing to give us your details, then how do we know that you're going to resolve the civil issue at a later date? If you're happy to give us your details, then we can look at the civil issue at a later date.
But that's a civil issue. That's nothing for the police to get involved in.
But we don't know your details, do we? So you could technically escape from here and never come back and never deal with that issue. Then you'd be circulated as wanted for that, won't you, for making off without payment?
That's not a police issue at the minute.
It is. It is a police issue because you've not paid for fuel. So there's still an offence there of that you've not paid for your fuel.
But I have paid. I've gave them.
But you've gave them this coin, yeah, which ultimately they've spoke to the post office and they've decided that it's not a reasonable amount of payment for your fuel. So at the minute we're sort of hands are tied, yeah. Agree with you on a certain instance of that, but we still need a solution today. Whether we take your details and we deal with it at a later date, or we pay a different.
Is that for me as well?
I'm not too sure. Potentially, yeah, I'm not too sure.
Oh my god.
Could be a different job, but I don't actually know who that is, if I'm honest with you. It must be. I wasn't aware somebody else was travelling, so...
Oh dear.
Yeah.
Shall we move out the way?
If you want to, move back here, that's not a problem, yeah, out the way, people.
Just interrupting people.
So you're going to give us your details?
Have you came as well on blue lights?
Yeah. So basically, he's trying to pay with this. They've run the post office and said that it doesn't really exist, you can't pay with that. No. He obviously won't give us our details. I've explained to him to a degree it's a civil matter, however, if he does make off and he doesn't give us our details, we're struggling for any sort of civil issue at a later date. Any details and making off without payment, yeah. So I've explained if he does give us his details and we know where he is and we can contact him at a later date, hopefully this issue can get resolved. No. But he's obviously not really...
The officers frame it as a civil disagreement, but warn it can easily become criminal if the man refuses to provide details and leaves without resolution. The customer sticks to his guns, his paid, end of story, and he won't identify himself. Police press harder, demanding a name and address to secure the matter later. Both sides are firm, neither willing to budge. To the police, it's about accountability and traceability. To the customer, it's about standing firm on the right to use legal tender. From here, the tension only grows sharper.
Can't want him to do that at the minute,
Because it's a civil issue and it's nothing for the police to get involved
but
in.
you're still going to make off, aren't you? Technically without payment, but if we can get your details,
But I have paid.
but you haven't.
And it is their policy to accept the £20 coin.
Have you?
How's it
Has he
their policy?
paid?
No, he hasn't.
Right. If you haven't paid, and if you walk out the door now,
They've
then
still
you're
got,
li-
they've still got the money though.
Just
Pound
let,
there. Well, what have you
just
said
let me
that is?
finish. If you
Yeah.
walk out that door now, you are liable for an arrest because we don't have your details.
But you don't need them
Well, I do
because it's a civil issue.
but it's not because a make off without payment is then a police matter. So if you walk out that
No,
door
it's
now,
not.
it is. If you walk out that door now, you'll be getting arrested for make off without payment.
But there is an agreement with
But
BP that
Is there,
the
any other
coin can be
way, is
used.
there any other way that you can pay? Because we're going to sit here for hours arguing. I've been quite respectful to you. I appreciate you have to a degree, and I appreciate that from yourself. You haven't been argumentative with me, and I appreciate that you've been a normal human being.
No,
However, we need
I don't
a
intend to.
solution.
No.
I know you
If
appreciate
you
that.
can pay for the fuel now by other means, then that's fair enough. It'll be the end of the matter.
Or if you can give us your details and we can deal with it at a slower time, we can offer you that. But if you're not willing to do either any, then we're struggling with what we have left to do.
Because we can't let you walk out that door without paying. But
We don't know
without,
where you live, you might not even be from around here, I'm not saying you are, but you know what I mean, we have people where they'll make off and then they won't give us our details and then we're going to struggle. I'm still going to have that £20 of fuel, unfortunately, with this BP garage outstanding.
which car is it?
But I have paid for the fuel.
But you haven't paid for the
haven't
fuel.
paid for
Which
fuel.
one?
Right, we're going round in circles, aren't we?
We are, unfortunately, yeah. But we're trying to...
But if BP have a process and a policy that they take the
So
coin,
where have you read this policy then? Tell me about that education side of what you know.
it's not up to me to educate you on
Well,
their
you're telling me
policy.
it's their policy, so I'm just asking,
Yeah.
what's your policy? You got a policy? If he's saying you've got a policy, is there a policy here?
He said he doesn't know about it, but I've checked with BP head office.
The shop checks with the post office, who state the coin is not acceptable for payment. That's all the police need to hear. They argue that refusal from the retailer means the transaction isn't complete. The customer fires back. He's handed over money. The responsibility is now on the shop. The debate goes in circles. Police say no trace, no payment. Customer says legal tender is enough. What's really emerging here is not just a row about a coin. It's a fight about authority and where the line between civil and criminal lies.
Before
Right,
coming,
who did you contact from BP head office?
but it's not,
Speak to a person,
it's not up to me
or-
to tell you that. It's up to them.
Well, you either engage with us and we deal with it, because one minute you're saying it's a reason to pay with this, but then you're not backing yourself up with a reason as to what that is. You've said you've contacted head office, appreciate that if that's what you've done, you've gone out your way and done that.
Yeah.
But we don't know which head office, when you've contacted them, what they've said, we don't know anything. So all I know, you could just be lying to me now.
But that's a civil issue. It's nothing to do with myself
But if you
or
make
you.
off without giving us any details, we've agreed, we've reasoned with you now, and we've tried to say that if you give us your details, just tell you where they live, we'll deal with it slow time. However, you then leave, we don't have your details, we don't know where you live, you could live in London for all we know, and then there's still this making off without payment because they will not accept this as payment.
But I don't have to identify for a civil issue.
It technically isn't a civil issue though, is it, when you leave and you don't pay? You haven't paid for your fuel. We've got the payment here, which isn't acceptable, so really you haven't paid at the minute.
Well, I have, because I've handed the coin over. So
Right.
I haven't got that in my possession, and I've contacted BP head office
Okay.
before coming here.
Right, and was that today then, or?
No,
So when was that then? So you've contacted BP head office before you've come in?
correct.
Right, so did you contact them today, or was it yesterday or last week, or?
It's not up to me to say that. It's not up to the police
Well, we'll
to do
give
it.
you options, haven't we? So we either work with an option. You are?
But it would be an unlawful arrest though, because it's a civil issue.
Hi Sarge, just Jessie free to speak. You right here. Just a quick one, we'll just let
Not
you... Oh, you're not free to speak.
Can you tell me why you didn't warn me about your body camera as well?
I've told you already.
Body was on it.
But why didn't you tell me?
Basically saying we haven't told them.
Why didn't you tell me?
I don't need to tell you.
Swap.
You do.
I don't.
You do.
No, I don't.
It's part of your policy, you do.
No, it's not.
At the first reasonable opportunity.
The customer plays what he thinks is his trump card. He claims he contacted BP head office before coming and was told the coin should be accepted. Police immediately press for proof. Who did he speak to? And when? He refuses to say, and officers tell him flatly, for all we know, you could be lying. The trust evaporates. Instead of settling the matter, this claim only deepens suspicion. The more the man refuses to provide verification, the more the officers dig their heels in. A simple transaction has now turned into a test of credibility.
Go on.
Don't show me details like that.
Yeah, and is there a picture?
No.
Yeah, perfect. Would you mind just adding that vehicle to the job, please? The easy option is that you pay,
But I have paid.
but you haven't paid because that's not...
But if I've got a civil agreement with the company prior to coming, that's nothing to do with you.
I don't understand the civil agreement. Why would the... If it's not money, it's not money.
But it is.
That's why I'm getting confused. How's it money?
Do you understand what the £20 coin is?
No, that's why I'm confused.
Well, why are you threatening me for arrest then, if you don't know?
Because it's not money.
It is.
Right. We'll agree to disagree. At the end
You
of the...
don't know that. It is. It's
Right.
legal tender, the same as a £20 note and a £10 note.
Right, and who did you speak to from the BP garage, the manager?
It's a Royal Mint who issued that £20 coin.
Right, okay.
So it's the same money as any other money. She has the packaging.
That's fine. I've
It's
seen
given
it,
by
but
the Royal
like
Mint.
I've said, I've never saw it before.
The Royal Mint make £20 notes, £10 notes.
Right, okay. Well, I'm not aware of it, and that's why we haven't.
But then you're threatening me for arrest because you don't know. You can't do that.
Well, if you get someone on the phone to me who you've spoken to earlier, then we can kind of end the matter here, can't we?
But if it's a civil
you're not
issue, I
going
don't need
but
to
at the minute
assist
we
you.
don't- But at the minute we don't know it's a civil matter.
But I don't need to assist you in a civil issue.
But you do, because it then turns into a police matter because we don't know that coin.
But if
This is
there's a-
what I'm getting at.
but if there's
You're
a civil
running the risk
agreement-
of being arrested.
The argument about body cam policy resurfaces. The customer says officers failed to notify him properly. The police argue it was at the first reasonable opportunity. Meanwhile, they repeat their bottom line. If he refuses to give ID and leaves, it becomes criminal. The man insists his payment is lawful and any arrest would be unlawful. What we're really seeing here is two completely different definitions of what counts as paid. For the man, handing over the coin is enough. For the police, acceptance by the shop is a crucial step. Neither side is listening to the other.
Because you haven't given us details, and you're going to walk out that door, and it's technically a failure to pay.
But then it'll be a
Make off
civil.
without payment.
But then I'll sue you.
Well, that's
So,
fine. If you want to sue us, that's fine.
unlawful arrest.
Like I said, we've been honest with you in terms of which way we can go. The staff here have been very honest. Okay, and all I'm saying
Well, he
is, if you
hasn't.
get the person on the phone who you spoke to earlier with the agreement, then that could be the end of the matter. But
you
as
know-
far as I do, then technically, if you walk out the door, it's going to be make without payment.
He's already accepted to take it.
You haven't accepted to take it. No, haven't accepted to take it.
He said.
Sorry, hasn't accepted to take it.
He said if I take me.
So
He said if I take my mask off, he would take it.
You are and you're right. At this moment in time, it's a civil issue. We know that. However, this isn't a means of payment. So once you walk out that door and you choose not to pay, then it becomes a criminal matter of making off without payment.
But he's
Which is
already
what- no,
accepted
we're
it.
not talking about that. We're talking about
messing around
what
here.
we've got.
It's ridiculous, really.
He said he would take
But
it
no,
if I
we're
take
not-
my mask off.
Right, no, that's not what we're saying. We're saying
what he said.
Well,
that if you
can wear a mask all you want. It's COVID still, so we have no issue. We can
But
wear
he
a mask.
said he would take it if I take my mask off.
Right, well,
And I don't need to
we
take my
weren't-
mask off.
Well, true, you don't need to take mask off, but we weren't here when that happened.
But
so
he
we
said
aren't
he would
witnesses to
take
that.
it.
going off a matter, we're going off a different matter now. You walk out that door, becomes a criminal matter, and you get arrested for make off without payment.
Oh, you give us your
Because
details.
You're refusing to give us your details, and we don't know that vehicle is yours because you're not.
But I've told you
Is it urgent?
that he said he would take the coin
But he isn't now, is
if
he?
I take my mask off.
Right, well, I wasn't here for that, so we have no witnesses, unfortunately, other than you and him. Right now, I can't view that.
Body camera.
But right now, I can't view that. At the end of the day, you've come in, you've paid for
Yeah,
you've
yeah.
got your fuel, you've come in. This isn't a payable matter. Once you leave, we've offered you to give us your details and deal with it that way. For all I know, that vehicle could register somebody else and lived in London. And how are we ever going to trace you? That's my matter at the minute, because you're still refusing to give
Yeah,
me
I get that.
details. You're refusing to
I
tell
pick
me
up
what
on
head
that.
office said.
Police pile on more pressure. Either pay by another method or give us your details. The man calmly replies that he's already paid with a coin, and even has a civil agreement with BP. Officers counter that without ID, he could disappear hundreds of miles away and never be traced. The tone gets more strained as time drags on. The man remains calm, refusing to be rattled, while officers grow more insistent. It's turning into a pure stalemate. One side wants compliance, the other wants principle respected.
You're refusing to tell me when you sort of rang them and what their policy is, when I've asked you.
There is one on them.
But I don't need to assist you.
Once you leave this situation, it is making off without payment. I can't be any more reasonable with you and give you some sort of options that we can go with.
But I don't
but
need
still
to assist you.
refusing to.
I don't need to assist the police in a
Yes,
civil
please.
matter.
It's a civil matter until you leave. And you are choosing not to pay, so it comes into a criminal matter of making off without payment. If you want
That's
to know
why
what
I
it's called,
contacted.
it's like bilking. We call it bilking here.
That's why I contacted BP head office before
Okay.
coming. Are you listening?
I am listening, yes, but my sergeant's talking to me.
Well, tell him you're busy.
Yes, go ahead. One of my colleagues here, there's two of us.
I'm on the comms. Right, Linda, I'll get back to you.
You're not sorry.
Right, okay, that's perfect. I'll let you know what happens. Cheers, my dear, thank you, bye-bye. Bye.
The reason I contacted BP before this is to stop this from happening.
Right, but it
I
has,
contacted them
unfortunately.
beforehand.
Right, but do you understand that it has happened, and now obviously we're kind of in a predicament that if you walk out that door, then it is a bilking.
But
So
if-
you will be liable for an arrest because we don't know who you are, and that is not a matter of payment in our kind of eyes. That's all I'm saying to you.
Well, in your eyes-
you're not being reasonable like we're being reasonable to you. You haven't given us your name. We don't know who you are, and you're saying that you're going to walk out those doors without paying. So then you are liable for an arrest.
But I have paid them
But you haven't paid.
with a legal tender.
But you haven't paid. We're going around in circles. You're just going to disagree with everything I say to you. So
Likewise.
in a minute, well, exactly. So that until we kind of clarify with our supervision what's going to happen, there's no point going around in circles, is there?
Well, there isn't, no.
Right.
But to stop the dishonest part is the reason why I contacted BP beforehand, so we didn't have this. So if you arrest me for a civil matter when they've already
It's not a
agreed to
civil-
take the money,
It's not a civil matter when you walk out that door.
but they've already
You're
agreed
we're
to
going
take
round in
it.
circles again,
They
aren't
have.
we? You're going round in circles. We're going around the same thing over and over. You're saying to me that it is a payment, and I'm saying to you it's not.
Well, I've got it on camera, but he
Right.
said that he would take it if I take
But
my
it
mask
doesn't
off.
matter. It doesn't matter.
And I
Don't
don't
be
have to
relevant.
take my mask
No, you
off.
don't. I'm not saying you have to take
But
your
he
mask
said
off,
he
but
would
I'm
take
not talking
it.
about that topic. I'm talking about that if you walk out that door now, then it's a fail to pay to bilking.
But I've offered to pay.
But you haven't
Because-
because it's not a means of payment.
Are you not listening?
I know you've spoke to BP Garage, but you're not willing to give
Yeah.
me those details to ring them myself.
But I don't need to.
Well, then fair enough. We're going round in circles. Yes, anything further? Just checking the coin. If we ring the person who we spoke to earlier,
He's already said
Right.
he would take
can
it
you just pop over here for a second?
if I take my mask off.
Right.
And I've got it on camera.
That's fine. To be
Ask
fair,
him.
I'm not particularly bothered what he said to you about taking your mask off. What I'm bothered you
Well, that's
about
really
is
important.
is
That's
sorting
really
this
important.
matter out.
That's really important.
Have you got the manager of the BP Garage that he's possibly spoken to on the phone earlier?
It's head office.
The head office.
Head office not going to ask anyone this to.
The what? Sorry.
Head office anything to inform.
I can't hear you. I'm sorry.
Head office not inform about that point. So I asked the post office, so they are not accept this point.
Right. He's already spoken to the boss and they're not accepting the
Because
contract.
this one not illegal. Only the Royal Mint they can use it.
The Royal Mint.
No,
Right, okay,
the
so the
Royal
Royal
Mint issue the coin, they don't take the money.
Not taking the legally.
The Royal Mint make the money. The Royal Mint don't take it.
But if you not announcing anything, that's about that.
I understand. I understand.
But you said that you would take it.
The government is
It's not a Royal Mint. If it's a Royal Mint, they can accept it, but it's not a Royal Mint.
It is Royal Mint.
Yeah, Royal Mint only good.
It is Royal Mint. Look at the packaging. It was issued by the Royal Mint.
If the government also not announce that one. Legal money.
It is from the Royal Mint. But can you correct her? You said it's not from the Royal Mint and it is. But you said you would take it if I take my mask off.
No,
You did.
not take it, the money. You have to take mask off because no.
Technically they do because everyone
Not
that comes in
identified.
here needs to have their face
Yeah, face because
face
we
clear
can't
for cameras,
identify the
and that
face.
is true.
But you did say you would take it if I take my mask off.
A new twist. The staff apparently told the man they'd accept the coin if he removed his face mask. He refuses, saying he's not legally obliged. Police weren't there when this happened, so they can't confirm. Without witnesses or footage, it's just his word against theirs. That missing evidence fuels the standoff. For the man, it's about not being forced to reveal his identity unnecessarily. For the police, it's a red flag. Why not prove who you are if you're acting in good faith? The mistrust now feels impossible to bridge.
Check out the mask because we can't identify. I asked
Yeah.
ID.
Yeah, but I don't need to
There you
identify.
go. You don't have ID. You've got no. That's what I'm saying.
But I don't need
He's
to
well
identify
within
to
his
him.
right. He is well within his right to say we're not taking payment because they don't have any ID from you. They can't see your face. So even if you were to leg out, how would we ever be able to identify you?
But I don't need to identify myself to use legal tender.
No, but when you walk out that door and you refuse to pay, then it becomes a matter because you're willing to give us your name.
But I
There's
have-
other, no. There's other ways we can go about this. If you give us your name, you can be interviewed as a voluntary tender. If you were to walk out that door, that's what I'm saying to you is, if you provide us with your details, this can go a different way. If you walk out that door without giving us your name, then it's a criminal matter because you haven't given us your details and it's technically a bilking.
But I've got a civil agreement.
But it's right. I'm not going around in
Which I
circles
can-
talking. I'm sorry, but I'm not going around in circles talking about the civil agreement.
Well,
Right,
I'm not
this
either.
is the ultimatum. Yeah, I know, I'm trying to tell him now. So, if you're happy to give the staff, not us, give the staff your details, then yes, it is a civil issue. If you're happy to give them your details right now, name, contact number, that's a civil issue. However, if you choose not to, you choose to leave here, you are committing a criminal offence of making off without payment, which you can be arrested for.
Even if I've got a prior agreement to use it.
We're not going to go on all the time because I've asked you about head office, you've refused to give me that, you've refused to give me your name, you're just being plain, blatant awkward.
No,
Gave
I'm
me
not.
two options.
I'm not.
Being very
You
awkward.
are, we're not stupid, you've got a camera on, we're not silly.
I don't need to identify myself
I didn't
for a
say you
civil
did.
issue.
You can keep your mask on all you want,
Don't-
I don't care.
You're
that
not,
doesn't
you're
matter.
not listening to a word we're saying to you.
But are you offering to give
Because
the
you're
staff,
wrong.
not myself, not my colleague, the staff your name and contact number?
No.
Right, so we have one option but two will lock you up then.
Well, I've got a civil agreement in the
No,
background.
no,
Fine, you
we're
can,
not-
you
So-
can prove that
You
at
can
court.
prove-
I've
You
got
prove
that.
that at court
That's
then.
fine. You can prove that
Yeah.
at court.
We'll get the staff's details now and we'll go from there then. I gave you plenty of chances.
It's going to be an unlawful arrest.
It's not going to be a lawful arrest.
It is. It is.
Fine. That's fine.
Because I can prove that it's not being dishonest. If I was being dishonest,
Why don't you just prove now rather than being awkward?
if I was being dishonest,
Because we're
why
being
would I
honest
have
with you.
contacted head office before coming
What
here?
have head office said then?
They said they would take the coin.
And what time did you ring them? Who did you ring them?
Tried. Wouldn't give us the details.
I've got it in writing.
Where is it then? Why wouldn't you bring it to the store?
But I
Knowing
don't-
that
I
this
don't-
was going to be the issue. Knowing this would be
You
the
seem
issue.
very educated.
But I don't need to.
So why would
Right.
you bring
Okay.
the
Well,
paper?
that's fine.
The officers try one last compromise. Just give a name and contact number, and they'll log it as a civil issue. The man refuses again, warning them it could amount to misconduct. Frustration bubbles over. The police accuse him of being deliberately awkward. He insists it's about principle, not games. This section feels almost like a loop, arguments repeated, neither side shifting an inch. The officer's body language shows rising irritation, while the man seems more confident by the minute. Every refusal makes arrest feel more inevitable.